Peter Martin.
What's up, man?
Pop quiz.
Yep.
What won the Grammy for Album of the Year in 1975?
Grammy, 1975, Album of the Year. Oh, Paul Simon, Still Crazy. We just did this a couple weeks ago. Yeah, let's do it.
What about for 1976?
Oh, 1976, Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life.
Yeah, and I think 1977, I mean, it's gotta be this. Yeah, Steely Dan, Asia. We've done that too. It's gotta be that.
Actually, wrong.
No.
Yep. Rumor has it that it's this.
Oh boy. That makes sense. No, that's all you, man. That's all you. I'm good. I'm Adam Menace.
And I'm Peter Martin.
And you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast.
Music Explored.
Explored, brought to you today by Open Studio. Go to openstudiojazz.com for all your jazz lesson needs. And Peter, we make this podcast for our dear listeners. So we'd like our dear listeners to tell us what they'd like to hear on the podcast. We've got a survey going on right now.
Nice.
As a thank you, if you participate in the survey, you'll get a chance to win a nice prize. There's a link in the description. You can go to you'llhearitsurvey.com for more. Stay tuned to the end of this episode to get even more details on that.
Yeah, because it is a nice little
Nice
gift.
price.
Nice price.
Yeah. Nice price.
Yep.
Hey, Peter.
Yes.
Have we ever done an album quite like this?
A great album? Yes, we've done many of those. We do those every week. But
this is a great album.
This is an extraordinary album.
For sure.
But I think it's a little different than anything. I think that we're widening the net a little bit. The tent is getting a little bit bigger. But I think that I think this is right up the alley of a lot of our listeners. I think that this is actually not that controversial of a record, the greatness of it.
Oh, no. Not. Okay. I mean, it is.
Even among jazz snobs.
That's the thing, is this is very much not jazz adjacent, right?
No.
So we've done, of course, lots of jazz albums, lots of jazz adjacent albums on this show, but I think this is the first one where you could say that's not even really jazz adjacent.
Although there's one track, we'll get to that much later, that may have more of a connection than most people think.
But one of the things that I was thinking about, one of the things that draws me to this album, and always has, is the sound of the album. It's one of the greatest produced albums. The sounds that they get on Rumours here from Fleetwood Mac is really, I was going to say unparalleled, but it's only paralleled by another album that came out in 1977, Steely Dan's Asia, which Rumours beat for the Album of the Year at the Grammys. The thing that Rumours has that Asia maybe doesn't have is just incredible backstory, like the turmoil that was happening with this group of musicians, with this band.
Look at this band.
As they were.
Do you want to invite them in for dinner, or do you want to call the police when you see them?
First of all, like 70s rock albums, accoutrements are off the charts.
So good.
Yeah,
so good.
Incredible.
Yeah.
But this is basically a soap opera that's happening. Yeah. Everybody's together. Everybody's breaking up.
Yeah.
Everybody's philandering. Yeah. There's loads of drugs and drinking all over the place.
So they said.
So that happened. It's just and it's all comes through in the music.
It's a rock and roll record.
What's that?
Right? This is a rock and roll record.
This is a pop rock record. I would think. It's
soft rock.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
But the lyrics of the album reflect all of the turmoil that's happening. Like, people are breaking up and then writing songs about it. People are screaming at each other and then recording background vocals together. Yeah. Like, it is an insane party that's happening here. In 1976, the members of Fleetwood Mac were set to record their 10th studio album, their second, with members Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham, who joined the band well into their tenure.
Yeah.
They would spend the next 3 months living and working together around the clock to record the album that would become Rumours in a place, kind of a shabby place, called the Record Plant near San Francisco.
Sausalito.
Says you. Yeah. Only problem was they were all in the middle of breakups and with
some with each other.
I know. And with other members of the band. So Christine and John McVie had recently ended their marriage. So the bass player and the keys and singer-songwriter, Christine McVie, had ended their marriage. But John clearly wasn't ready to let go. In his memoir, engineer Ken Calais said John would get drunk and lament his breakup with Christine, following her around the room. Both Christine and John started dating other people during the recording of Rumours.
And bringing them around, apparently.
Yeah, they bring them in the studio.
Randos.
Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham, who had known each other since high school, were also in the process of breaking up. Their heartbreak and anger is encoded in the lyrics of many of the songs. It's so obvious what's going on. They'd have screaming matches between takes. But as soon as the red recording light went on, they'd put their fight on hold and they'd sing harmony. Even Mic Fleetwood was suffering the breakdown of his own relationship with his wife back home, who I think was like going with his best friend or something.
Apparently, and he had the 2 young kids and the whole thing. It was a lot. It was a lot.
Well, I mean, in spite of or because of all of this turmoil, Rumours has become one of the best-selling albums of all time. And Stevie Nicks' Dreams, which is the second track on the album, would become their only #1 hit as a band. And it's just an incredible document of like these amazing artists really at the peak of like 70s rock culture, like going through it as young people making music in the world. And it's really, it happens to be wrapped in the most beautiful, glossy sounding packaging of an album, akin to Asia, where everything sounds absolutely gorgeous.
Right. Yeah, it's the type of record that regardless if you like, hate, or love or anywhere in between the actual musical content, the lyrics, the melodies, the harmonies, all these things that come together for the music. Regardless how you feel about that, and I think it's an eminently approachable and lovable record, actually, musically. I mean, I think it'd be hard to not love this record. But even if you didn't, I think it'd be hard to dispute that the sonic differentiation between this and almost everything. I mean, you mentioned Asia, which is kind of the same year. That's kind of another one that would come on. This is the kind of record that they, back in the day, and they still are probably putting on at the hi-fi store. Hi-fi full thumb up on Big Ben.
For sure.
You want to test out those B&W speakers? Let's put a little Rumours on.
That's right.
You could do worse than that. And I mean, just the
especially if like a young Deborah Manis, my mom, comes in the store, they're putting Rumours on to sell to her. They're putting Asia on for less.
Right.
But they're putting Rumours on for Debbie.
But I mean, it's kind of like not in spite of or irregardless to the musical content, just the instruments, the voices are captured so beautifully and just such a grace and elegance to it.
Well, let's start with the first track. Like I said, all bangers. This is a banger, but this is like my 7th favorite song, the opening track. I think it's a good opening track, though.
Yeah.
This is Secondhand News. This is
Lindsey, this is with the fade in and the fade out on this track.
Fade in, fade out.
Which is an interesting way to start the record.
Lindsey Buckingham song.
I think this sets the tone for the record great, though.
But you can just hear the strumming of that guitar, these parts that are coming in and out. The production is amazing. Snare drum there?
Yeah.
That would actually get ripped off like 10 years later in late 80s, like Fine Young Cannibals style.
That's right. So there's some cool little claps and like weird percussion things, little subtle things that were added in there too to give it the sonic palette.
But you can also hear just the quality. Again, Ken Calais, the engineer here, just a master stroke with this album.
Heavily involved with the production, obviously,
now
with the entire band.
That's not to say that doesn't come without a cost, because this album cost, at the time, like $1.2 million is how much they spent overall to make this album.
What, 10, 20 million in today's dollars? Something like that?
It's incredible.
It'd be a lot.
It's a lot of money. So as you can hear, like,
that's actually funny.
It's really funny. Probably more than Asia, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
But like I said, so that's a very catchy, all of these songs were written. They said, what if we made an album that was all singles? Like where everything had the positive. And they were committed, even as they were all breaking up and cheating on each other. And like getting crazy high all the time. Like, but I think committed to making this album that's just like all killer, no filler. You know,
right. Just
no skips.
Right, high level of quality. So the record before this, which I believe is the one they call the White Album.
The first one with Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, exactly. That was a huge hit. Was that even bigger than this, or is this bigger than this?
This is bigger.
Okay.
That had Rhiannon on it, which is a great song.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that record was big enough, I think, that it fueled in the way the record industry was at the time, especially for these kind of bands that had the kind of appeal, where it almost became like your next project is like an endless budget. So if you're willing to take the commitment, you know, what that can entail in terms of even without the accessory stuff, but just like with the music.
What would that be?
Well, as you mentioned, the drug use. But I mean, and they also got into a bunch of engineering quandaries with some problems with the tape later on. That cost a bunch. But it's just to say that like when you're coming off of a huge hit record like that, and because of how much money these albums generate and how the industry was set up at the time, that's how you got to these crazy budgets. And so in the right hands of people committed to making what I think is just a fantastic band effort. This was a band at this point. I know they've gone through a lot of changes in the personnel before this, but I mean, you have like just individual compositions, but a collective will to make something great.
Yeah, there's one song on the album that's written by all band members, but mostly it's by single band members, and it's kind of split between Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks, and Christine McVie, who I think is underrated in general, Christine McVie.
For sure.
The personnel is just the band. It's John McVie on the bass, Lindsey Buckingham on guitars and vocals, Stevie Nicks on vocals, Mic Fleetwood on drums and percussion, and Christine McVie on keyboards, synthesizers, and vocals. Let's get to the second track. This is the one, right? This is like the most recognized song. This second track, Dreams, written by Stevie Nicks, it was their only number one hit as a band, Fleetwood Mac. But then it climbed the charts again in September 2020 after an Idaho man made a selfie video of himself.
Oh, really?
Longboarding down the highway. You don't remember this?
No.
Drinking Ocean Spray cranberry juice, listening to Stevie Nicks or to Dreams.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, man. Everything sounds amazing. God. We often like to highlight how good the drums on all these sound.
Yeah.
So just real quick.
That snare. Damn. Background vocals killing on this record.
The guitars, everything.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, I will put 1977 as the year that they perfected recording acoustic instruments.
Yeah.
Like those drums are just so beautifully recorded.
Yeah. Woo! This is that.
So let's take a few things out here. Just to kind of enjoy these sounds. Let's check out some drums.
Ha.
How gorgeous is that? Everything is just absolutely stunningly beautiful.
Very simple.
It's all in me who wants to wrap around your dreams.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Have you any dreams you like to sell? Dreams of loneliness like a heartbeat drives you back.
The song itself is simple, but the lyrics are so spot on for that tension that happens in a relationship with, you know, especially when you're young, when you're like, is this working? Do I want freedom from this? I mean, she captures fights I've had in my life.
Right.
Perfectly. It's and the feeling of it is so specific, and they nail it with the music, the production, the songwriting. Again, just a simple form, a simple palette of really great sounding chords, but just produced to a place that takes you somewhere.
Man, this is taking me back and just thinking about like, like not to be too boomerish.
Go for it. Boomer it up.
We had a good boomer discussion a couple of weeks ago. I said the word boomer more than I thought I was ever going to.
We really leaned into it.
Yeah. No, but like a time when like one could listen to a song and feel and think about an emotion and like how it affects, how the lyrics and the sound in a very simple way affects us, but in a very high quality way, right? We're hearing all this stuff. It's so clear. I hate to say it like this, but in a lot of ways, it's so different than the way pop music is put out now, where everything is like you're consuming it in a lower quality environment in terms of like the bit rate and all this kind of like everything's just kind of lower quality. It's coming faster. You're swiping through. There's a bunch of different emotions coming. Like this is kind of a breakup record or whatever. But even these individual songs, there's actually a lot of uplifting lyrics and stuff in it too. Sure. There's a lot of poignant stuff, but it's like stuff that you could just sit around and like dream. I mean, it's like just takes me back to the day of being bored, where like your emotions or if you
remember that.
If you thought somebody was cute and you wanted to talk to, somebody about go on a date, try to do whatever, like just you could concentrate on one kind of feeling, right? Yeah. It evokes a feeling. And so for me, it's like, the record, all these great photographs, the expressions, like it's very intentional. It's very quality. And I mean, I know we got high quality stuff now, but I feel like the time of there being like one thing that people sort of rally around and connect on.
Yeah.
And, this record's out. It's for like a year. It's on the radio and people are talking about it. And not just the other stuff's coming on the radio that's fantastic and then takes you somewhere emotionally.
Yeah.
Now it's like everybody's segmented in their little place. And I know young people are discovering these records, which is great. Like you talk about your daughter and stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's so much there. There's so much depth and interest.
Yeah, man, totally agree. And it just continues, this record. It just continues with hit after hit. The third track might be one of my favorite. I mean, this is top 2 of this album. This is Lindsey Buckingham's Never Going Back Again. So this was his sort of like answer to breaking up with Stevie Nicks or them breaking up. And he admitted it's a bit naive, but you can hear that. Have you ever heard a guitar vocal duo that sounded quite like that? It's multiple guitars.
I think it's four guitar tracks.
Double vocals probably, or some kind of delay put on it. Great songwriting.
Yeah.
And there's so much space in it. There's so much music happening.
Yeah.
Pretty bold for the third track album.
Yeah. Could you imagine something like this coming out now? This would be like put in the Americana section. Genre. Oh, this track has one of the great endings too to a pop track.
Come on now.
Just a few elements to it, and they keep coming back, and you're so happy that they're back.
That's all we need.
Oh, I love that ending. I mean, that is kind of a perfect track. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's 2 minutes long. There's like
so great.
There's like 4 lines of lyrics.
Yeah.
And it's just
no filler.
Incredible guitar play. Beautiful song structure.
Yeah.
Beautiful melody.
Yeah.
Just very simple.
Yeah, very simple.
Never coming back.
Yeah.
It's really, really
James
good.
Taylor's great at that too, of like just
sure.
putting in the
We
elements.
should do some JT. We should do a little
For sure,
Sweet Baby
for
James
sure.
now that we're hitting this side of
And
things.
as great as that is, and as natural as it sounds, I was just reading on our notes here. I didn't know about this. They Lindsey couldn't hear the click track through the, and that's interesting. There's a click on this because we always think about, oh, during this time they were just playing, and some people did, and some of these tracks are, but they're also like this kind of a track. Like I'm a kind of an anti-click track guy, but I don't think this track would have been as great if you didn't have the click track. You obviously
You
don't
think so?
hear it. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been fine, and it would have, but like, there's a precision that it gives. Like sometimes you don't say you need it, but that can push it in another place. It's a tool.
It is a tool.
You don't use it all the time, but apparently he couldn't hear it. So the Ken Calais, the engineer, duct tape. Also, it turns out duct tape. My dad was right. Duct tape works for everything.
All right.
They duct taped his headphones to his head and put a beanie over so the sound wouldn't bleed through.
Excellent.
Because he needed it up so loud.
Sam, how come you never do that for this show?
And then Lindsey kept it on for about 3 hours while they recorded take after take.
Oh my
when he
God.
needed to go to the bathroom, they just unplugged the headphones rather than take the whole thing off his head.
Hilarious.
But I mean, that's what it is, like that kind of commitment. So like, but what you get out of it, you'd never know there was a click. You never know he had a duct tape beanie headphone thing, and that it was an arduous 3 or 4 hours of just doing that. It just comes as this beautiful piece of art that can be consumed over and over again.
So that's 3 tracks, Peter. That's 3 bangers in a row.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop.
You'll hear
In
it.
fact, don't stop. Ask Bill Clinton about this one.
I thought this was the biggest hit. Dreams was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always thought, because for a while this was like different brother.
This is another.
Is that what brought it back? Was Bill Clinton?
This was for like I think the Clinton Gore.
Right.
They used this song, I believe. This is a Christine McVie song. Christine McVie, underrated songwriter on this.
The only classically trained member
She's
of the band.
amazing. Yeah. We just lost
Great
her
pianist.
a few years ago.
So how do you feel
Actually,
about...
our buddy, the Godfather, Rick Beato, has a great video on Christine McVie. That, it's worth checking out.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
We'll link to that in the notes. So I think, how do you feel about this groove? And I'm gonna throw a little controversial.
I mean, it doesn't
with
feel
all
the best.
It doesn't feel bad.
Doesn't feel
the
bad.
song feels great. But if you were to not even isolate, like, first I'll preface it by saying, would you call that a shuffle?
Yeah, it's a scuffle. It's a scuffle.
A shuffle at Jay. Because my feeling on like Mick
It is a shuffle.
Fleetwood,
It's
I've
like
always been like, is he the greatest drummer ever? No. But then like when you heard that isolated, him isolate, I'm like, I mean, he's playing the hell out of those drums.
He's a good drummer. A shuffle though.
This is a hard time because think about the drummers that were doing that. Bernard Purdy,
he's
Steve
English.
Gadd,
Mick Fleetwood, right? And I'm not saying English musicians can't play a shuffle at all. I'm not saying that at all. But there is something about it. I remember I didn't really feel a shuffle until like I think I saw B.B. King live when I was like 18 or something.
Yeah.
And I was just there for the sound check because I was playing at a festival that he was on in a different tent.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget his drummer, and I forget who it was. I forget who his drummer was in 1997. But warming up and sound check with a shuffle, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Like I knew what a shuffle was from Art Blakey and all these, but I'd never heard anything
like a blues shuffle.
It was like a train coming at you in that stage. Like it was so powerful and felt so like I started dancing at the sound check because it felt amazing. This doesn't feel quite like that.
Right, but for this song and this track, because this was going to be one of my quibble bits, but in a way, like how he's playing is perfect for this track, for the lyrics. For
You think so?
Yeah. This is the most soft pop on this album too, by the way. Because it's a shuffle pattern.
It's not bad, yeah. No, it feels great.
Because if it had I don't know. Yeah, it could be a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
But it's definitely in the pocket, and it definitely, I don't know, man. And then like his cross symbol stuff later on and stuff is so good, man.
It's a great shuffle with a little bit of an English accent. We'll say that.
But see, I beg to differ on the English. Okay, because you're saying you have to be.
I'm not saying you have to be
English.
anything. I'm just saying things are different.
I was gonna say Pino Palladino can definitely play a shuffle.
Listen,
and a hard ass.
Mick Fleetwood can play a shuffle. I'm not saying it doesn't feel good. It's just different than what I know here in St. Louis.
Right.
Okay. As if that wasn't enough. That's track 4. Now we got 4 bangers in a row. Basically 4 singles in a row. 4 songs that most people of who are alive around know those songs. Then you got this. This is another Lindsey Buckingham song. Again, about his breakup with Stevie Nicks.
Yeah. Kind of an F you to Stevie? What'd
It's
you
a
say?
killing song.
Yeah.
Is this a... I mean, it's a bit of a GMC commercial at this point, isn't it?
Ford F-150?
A little bit.
Yeah. Oh. Now, Fleetwood definitely had that.
Yeah. This is a
Snare
great drum.
technique. Yeah. Woo!
The Drive to September event ends August 31st.
Lexus, September to remember.
That's right. But great song. Great song. But then now we get to, I think, a really great
Stevie
part.
has said she was particularly hurt by the line, "Packing up, shacking up is all you want to do."
Oh, come on.
That's what it says.
You know.
It says it right there on the paper.
Sometimes breakups can be tumultuous.
Yeah.
Say
Could you
that.
imagine making an album with the lyrics, with the person?
Dude.
Yeah.
It's hard.
When it's still kind of raw.
That's great. That's great.
Okay.
This is next one is Songbird.
This is a very interesting
It's
track.
gorgeous track. This is by Christine McVie, and she's singing this. This is beautiful. She's playing piano as well, obviously.
For you, there'll be no more crying.
Little mute chord.
Yeah.
For you, the sun will be shining.
Lovely touch on the piano.
Incredible.
And I feel that when I'm with you, it's alright. I know it's right.
She has a really good touch.
I'll give it
Gorgeous voice.
So well recorded. So this was not recorded in Sausalito. They went over to close by to Berkeley to a hall that I've been to. I played at
Oh, really?
Zellerbach Hall.
Oh, nice.
I think the engineer Ken had recorded Joni Mitchell there, I believe. Or maybe he recorded her somewhere else. But I think it was that hall because he loved the sound in there. It was close by. They had a Steinway 9-foot. I would say a little quibble, but I didn't notice that before. The piano's a little out of tune.
Little out of tune. Ken Clay said in his autobiography that he placed 12 roses on her piano and arranged 3 colored spotlights to illuminate them from above to give her
a vibe going.
Gotta get a
vibe going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but so it's got a different sound, and a lot of people probably think that that's like an artificial reverb and stuff. Very much in the hall, I'm sure.
The next track, The Chain, is the only Fleetwood Mac song with songwriting credits given to all 5 members. It was cut together with bits and pieces of unfinished songs. This is also a I mean, now we're at what? We're at track 7, and this is 7 in a row.
Yeah.
That are all incredible.
There's no fillers on this record. I did confirm that. Woo! Oh, that's a bass drum sound.
It's gorgeous.
Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun rise.
This is very like
Run in the shadows.
country music, Western music, blues. Like it was that time when that influence on American pop music.
Woo!
That's the moment.
Yep.
Incredible chorus.
Yeah.
Incredible hook.
Great. And man, the harmony, so simple and well executed, but well placed. Discipline. There's a lot of discipline.
Man, it makes me
For
want
them being all coked up all night long, they play with a lot of discipline.
It's a great band, man. It makes me want to join a band.
I know.
It's a whole different
Is there
experience.
still bands?
No. There's no more bands.
There are, but they're just not. They don't have $1.2 million budgets. And
Were you ever in
being-
bands in high school? Did you ever do like
Is
a rock
Taylor Swift
band?
a band?
A band?
And she's got a band. You want to join
No,
that band?
She's an artist. That's the thing. It's just all artists now, just doing their own Instagram stuff.
Right.
But man, it brings me back to like playing with my friends
I had a
in
band.
basements in high school and just like writing original songs, and not everybody's the greatest musician in the world. Not everybody's Tony Williams, but like you make this thing with each other, and you're kind of.
It's like the sum of the parts is greater than. That's the thing. Can I go a little bit shady?
Do it.
Okay,
take 2 minutes.
Look, he's turning away from me already.
Take 2 minutes. I give you.
He's like, I don't want to be. No. That's one thing that I feel like in jazz, as jazz musicians, we often overlook. There's not a lot of great examples of that, great bands. But I'm going to throw one out there called the Oscar Peterson Trio, and would say that, like, as great as Oscar Peterson is, and I know there's different iterations. I'm talking about Ed Thigpen, Ray Brown, Oscar Peterson. Sometimes you get the right combination where the parts are add up to 1 + 1 + 1 equals 7,000 instead of 3.
For sure.
And I think in rock and pop, in country, and a lot of different things back, especially in this era, you're talking about the Doobie Brothers, you're talking about, Steely Dan's a little different. Like, was Steely Dan a band?
It was two guys with like studio musicians around them.
Yeah, but I mean, a bunch that I'm. It's similar like Stevie Wonder. Was Stevie Wonder a band? He had a band that he toured with, but he made a lot of that stuff himself with bringing different.
There's definitely bands now, especially even in the contemporary like jazz adjacent scene. You got Snarky Puppy, you got Wolfpack, you got all these people who do this kind of thing.
And I think you had, like 90s, you had
the Bad Plus in the early 2000s. Yeah. That's a band.
Yeah.
But even like the MJQ, that's like a great example of how that can work, I think.
Yeah.
Or Weather Report. The Headhunters.
Ooh, Weather Report's going to show up on my wall a little later. Just putting that out there.
All right.
We're thinking alike.
Okay.
Thanks for the 2 minutes.
You're very. I was well worth it. So that's The Chain. That was track 7. And
that is a great course. You're right. Like, that's one of those moments.
And now we're out of singles. That's it. There's no more catchy songs. Oh, wait a second. Christine McVie has something to say about that.
Oh, yeah. And that's her on the clap, too.
Yeah. Killing
on the clap.
So incredible. So she wrote this. Not about the guy playing bass.
No.
She wrote about her new boyfriend.
Her newly ex-husband.
He's got to play bass on it.
But then she felt bad.
And then it was a single.
Yeah.
It was one of 4 singles that they released.
She told everyone that it was actually about her dog because she didn't want John to feel jealous. You make love and fun, little doggy. But when John eventually found out, he didn't show up to the studio all day. Oh, it doesn't matter. They had $1 million budget.
Well, also, it's killing.
Yeah.
He's got to be like, man, that's so good, too. Damn it.
She's getting all the publishing.
Incredible song. You Make Love and Fun.
That's number 7?
Incredible song. That's number 8.
Oh, that's right, because there's 9 tracks.
That's 8 in a row.
That's 8 in a row.
Absolute bangers.
And you know what's so cool about this? So think about this. You're listening to this on vinyl, right? Now we're on to side B, obviously. But we're so thick into it. What normally used to happen on side 2, not side B, side 2.
Some dips.
Yeah, some dips. And it was like that first, so that was The Chain. That first track on side 2 really was like make or break, whether or not you're even going to ever turn it over again.
And it's The Chain on this one? So they're doing okay. They're doing okay.
Yeah.
Now, there are a couple here where like we're definitely going to skip over.
We didn't skip anything.
I Don't Want to Know and Oh Daddy, because we're going to go straight to the last track.
Okay. Well, wait, are there 11 tracks or 9? What did I say?
They're 11.
They're 11. Okay, that's right.
So for time's sake, we're going to go to the last track, which is...
I like Oh Daddy.
Oh Daddy's funny, but this is Gold Dust Woman.
Okay. Oh, yeah, this is... Oh, they do play a little major third in there.
You thought it was just like a 5th chord?
Yeah.
This is a Stevie Nicks song. This is literally about like Coke groupies.
Yeah, in LA.
Yeah.
It sounds like that. The title, Gold Dust Woman.
But the first line
this is like takes you to LA. Like, you know what that street smells like.
The first line
is
rock on Gold Dust Woman, take your silver spoon and dig your grave. Like, I don't think she was appreciative.
I know. But man, to make something so ugly, so beautiful lyrically, that's some slick ass lyrics there. Is that Dobro? I think that's a Dobro.
No, I don't think so. I got to see her play this live last year when she was on tour with my daughter. She put on a beautiful gold shawl. She had so many shawl changes.
Yeah. Shawl changes.
It was like cape after cape after cape. Witchy cape after witchy cape.
Oh, I love that chord.
Little secondary dominant.
Little secondary.
First inversion.
Little G over B, baby. Woo.
Little modal interchange going on there. Yeah, gorgeous.
Man, so the interesting thing, like I'd say throughout this record, like it's very easy for jazzers, some jazzers to or classical musicians or whatever, be like, oh, this is such a harmonically simplistic record. Like the harmonies, there's so much like 1, 4, 5, 1 down to the, like, it's just like, oh, that's easy stuff. But there's like, and it is very simple in terms of like, you could learn this if you had a rudimentary, or beginner's understanding of harmony on like guitar or piano. You can play these chords. But the placement of them, the timing of them, how they hook up with the melody and the lyrics and stuff, I really think is kind of genius.
Of course it is.
And then the repetition of something great that like, but not repeating it too many times, waiting the right amount of time and then coming back. Like the construction of this is great. So like you don't need a whole bunch of fancy altered chords and all this kind of stuff. That one chord, which I did think was a moo at first, and upon listening to it, I'm like, it's almost a moo.
Yeah.
It's moo-esque.
Yeah.
But like the G, it's actually a G7 over B, I believe, going up to the C, which is a normal movement, but it sounds so like otherworldly, the placement of it, the patience to get there and then to put it in there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some categories, Peter. What's your Desert Island track?
Oh, you're moving along, man. Let me find
We
it
are
here.
moving along.
It's all good, baby. My Desert Island tracks. Is that on page 1 or page 35 here?
It is on page 35.
Okay. Okay, I got Never Going Back Again. I love that. Can we listen to that just a little bit of that again, please?
That's what you're going with?
Yeah.
All right.
This is like, okay, even though most of the band isn't on this record.
Yeah, it's just Lindsey Buckingham.
Man, I could listen to this every day the rest of my life.
She broke down and let me in.
I would like to hear a Peter Martin arrangement of this. I think you would kill
that's
it.
another thing. I could totally play this. I think I might do that.
I think that's a great call. I mean, there's honestly like pretty much every track on this album could be a Desert Island if you're into that kind of songwriting. This is my.
Wow,
I'm a pop.
You and everybody
I'm a pop
else.
boy. What can I say? I like pop music, and the vibe of this is just my speed.
Yeah,
like everything about it.
That's great. I mean, it's iconic.
Yeah,
details,
incredible. Okay, apex moment.
I think that what I thought was the moo chord, that chord I just pointed out. If you want to hear it again, I put it. I'll show it to you. This is Gold Dust, of course. So this is on the going to the chorus, the little segue part.
Well, did she make you cry? Make you break down?
So we're in the key of D major,
and then we go right to D.
You go B flat,
1,
G7 over B,
2,
C,
3, and then back. That's what's brilliant. There's not like the rule of thirds really works good. That
so wait, sing it again. How's that go?
It's very like bluesy, very kind of country. I don't even know what you call it, but it's got that vibe to it.
My apex moment is the first chorus of The Chain where things kick in.
Yeah.
Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun rise. Run in the shadows, damn your love, damn your life. And if you don't love
When the bass kicks in there, man.
And then the fact that McVie's just like doom.
That's all we want.
Doom.
That's all the people want.
Yeah, it could have been like doom, but no,
No need for all that. Bespoke Spotify playlist. What do you got?
What did I do here? I already see yours is better. Albums that hurt so good, or Yesterday's Gone.
Yesterday's Gone is
Yep.
good, and albums that hurt so good is good.
Yeah,
I like both
yeah.
of those. I have Drugs, Not Hugs.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Up next, what do you got?
I got Carole King Tapestry because I actually
good
like to
call.
nominate that for up next for us to have on the pod.
We should do
Yeah.
an episode on that.
But also Heavy Weather, which came out
Also a good
which is
call.
a great. Well, I believe it was the same year, maybe a year off. But we were talking about bands, and that's exactly what I was thinking about. Like, what is there in jazz or jazz adjacent that's a real band, especially around that time? Great. That's a great. I wouldn't put that on the level sonically as this in terms of the engineering. This is off the charts. but great band record, great individual kind of coming together for the whole, you know. What you got?
I have Asia.
Oh, well, that's
just
a
to hear
tough
them
one.
next to each other, same year, in competition with each other.
Great call, Captain Obvious.
Thank you. Quibble bits. What do you got?
Well, I mean, I have two funny ones, but they're not. Well, the first one is we talked about the shuffle on "Don't Stop."
Yeah.
But if we don't think of that as a shuffle, like I've come around to that being like
It is what it is.
It is what it is, and I think it kind of fits perfectly on that track. So it's that I'm gonna actually take that one off. But this is the funny one. Is there just too much cocaine and general drama on this record?
I mean, that's what I had too. I had way too much cocaine ? But actually, it worked.
Well, okay, let's kids. First of all, don't listen to this. Don't listen to him. Can neither confirm. This is not medical advice. This is not parenting
I'm not
advice.
telling anybody to take drugs.
wait.
I'm just saying, like, did it really make it worse? No.
But I'd actually heard conflicting things. Like some of the members of the group over the years, this is likely to happen all the time, were like, we would have never, had it not been so effed up the whole thing and all this wildness, that would have never happened. And then I think it was Lindsey Buckingham so one of them basically said like, oh no, we were going to get to this even if everything was cool with everybody and no drugs, or it would have been quicker.
Right.
So there might have been some, you know,
I don't know.
who knows?
Snomometer.
So we're going to put inconclusive on those quibble bits.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't really have much quibble bits with this. Whenever you have like an album that's that close to perfect, it's hard to say like, oh, there's a quibble.
Okay, I have a quibble bit with you. You said close to perfect,
Yeah.
so it's not perfect.
I don't think any album's perfect. No
In the
one's
words
perfect.
of Bill Evans.
We'll get to that later. But I don't think any album's perfect. This is close though for a pop.
If no album's perfect, then what is perfection?
For a pop rock album in the late 70s,
Yeah.
with these like pop hits.
Yep.
I mean, these three songwriters, like Christine McVie and Stevie Nicks, crushed this album so hard.
Yeah.
And like, I just think it's as good as you can get for that kind of thing. Is it Asia for like jazz musicians? No, of course not.
No. But
There's
I mean,
no
I
Wayne
think-
Shorter or Steve Gadd on it, so it couldn't be. But there's something really special about this whole thing.
Right. But I think too that it's like, I think all like records that even get into the category of fools like us talking about is it perfect or not, like that are at that level, that would even warrant the discussion without people being like, you idiots. They might not agree, but everybody knows this album is talked about in that kind of vein. I do think there's a lot of luck involved, just like creating anything great. Like artists, like we make different things and like sometimes everything comes together. And I think when you have this combination of the band at this time and whether or not the breakups and the cocaine and all, I mean, you can debate whether or not that, but everything happened with a huge budget. So you could like take the time to get through all of that and then get over all the technological problems they had with the tape getting messed up and all that, and to still get the thing out there. And the pictures, well, we're going to get to that in a second. But I mean, there is, wouldn't you say there's some luck involved?
Absolutely.
Okay. They did the
A
work.
lot of
though.
luck
They did the
involved.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, but they did do the work.
Like I hate to say it, but like I don't know if this record could be made today. I don't know if the world of the record industry is. I mean, someone could make it, but I don't think it could be record of the year.
Not for $1 million too.
Well, definitely not. No, you could make a record like this for a lot less. Actually,
I know, of course
but
you could.
I mean, I just don't think it would have the kind of potential appeal. It could even get out into the market. It's just so fragmented and like for people to rally. It's I don't know. That's for another episode, right?
Snobometer, what do you got?
I'm going with the 5 because I'm
Why?
totally paralyzed on this. This is not a snobby record,
Right.
But we're snobs and we love this record.
So everything we like has to be somewhat snobby.
I mean, are we music snobs? Are you a music snob?
Yes.
Do you love this record?
I do.
Okay. Is it one of the most popular records of all time?
Yes.
Okay, so that puts it at 5. It's really inconclusive.
I think it's a 2. Is it better than KOB?
So
It's better than Kind of Blue.
maybe I'm changing. I had some days, you know what? 6 days out of 7, I got Kind of Blue, but 1 day out of 7, I want this. Is that, sue me, am I so wrong for saying, what why are you laughing?
Because how many maybes do you have? How many equal or maybes do
What
you
did
have?
we say at the beginning? These is a banger. We're pulling out
That's a
straight
total
bangers.
banger.
So of course it's going to be a maybe with KOB.
There's no John Coltrane on it, so it's a no. Accoutrements, what do you got?
No, but how far off of a no is it for you?
Not
even-
far enough.
Okay.
Not far enough.
Jazz Police,
Not
come
far
and
enough
get him.
for
Come
the
and get
jazz
him.
police. No, it's not far at all. It's like a different. it's a whole different animal, isn't it? I mean,
So maybe.
It's like a pop record in the late 70s is different than 1959's jazz classic. Like it's just a whole
You know what we need to do? We need to change the better than KOB. Like it needs to be categories for like if we're talking about records in the 70s, it has to be like better than Asia. Or we have to find some kind of a marker for similar.
Is it better than
because it's too much
KOB,
apples and orange.
Asia?
What's going on?
What's going on? Songs in the Key of Life. Love Supreme.
Yeah. Are you mocking me now?
No.
Okay. Well, we can talk about this after the episode. We got people waiting on us in the episode.
Is it better than KOB, Asia, What's Going On, Songs in the Key of Life, or Love Supreme?
No.
Okay.
Not all of them. Accoutrements.
10.
So I had 9.5 because I'm still like, I don't know if there's a perfect, but I mean, I find no fault with this. This picture in particular.
It's incredible.
This is an iconic picture. And these are fun ones, obviously from the same session. Compositionally, like the looks on their face. He looks like Marty Feldman in Young Frankenstein there. Is that Mic Fleetwood? I don't even know who's who.
No, I think that's McVie.
Oh, that's McVie. Yeah. Okay, but I mean, just like Stevie Nicks look, Catherine looking away.
Oh, wait, no, that is Mic Fleetwood. Yeah.
With the crazy eye. Yeah. I mean, the hat, like, I mean, the intentionality, but then just getting the playfulness of this, or maybe the hatred of each other at that picture. I mean, who knows? But it's just like, you could just sit and listen to the record and look at the same damn photo and it'd be fun, right?
I mean, that photographer had the best gig in the world.
Yeah. I think they got Ansel Adams in for this.
They just
that was part of their
$1.2
million.
Unbelievable.
And this one's almost better. Look at the form. Okay, so this is on the inside, right?
Look at how many pictures, by the way, are from the session. We don't do that anymore.
We definitely don't do that. But like the composition, this 1, 2, 3. I mean, come on.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, this was fun, Peter.
Art director.
A little bit different.
S tier for the art director.
S tier for the art director. Yeah. So
that's it.
Good evening to it. Until next time.
You'll hear it.